Hey everyone, it's Luke here from LT Gaming and welcome back to the channel. Today we revisit 6 forgotten space simulation games. This is of course an ongoing series, so make sure to check out these other videos. They should be on screen right now. There's loads of games here for you to check out, and honestly, we have such a wealth of knowledge in space simulation games now. There's something for everyone, from the arcade right down to the deep space sim experience. As always, we welcome your suggestions. I'm going to stick these into one massive compilation list for the end of the year. I am starting to run out of space sim titles, so we might have to reposition the series and see how we're going to cover it moving forward, but I always want your suggestions in the comments below. What an incredible journey we have been on with space simulation titles. It's so fun to cover these, and honestly, I've discovered some real hidden gems by even doing these videos, so hopefully they've also served you in the same way. So let's jump into another 6 forgotten space simulation games. Now of course I do bend definitions on this channel sometimes, and there is one more kind of arcade style game on this list, but anyway, it's space, you get to fly around and shoot things. We could be living in a simulation, who knows? Let's just enjoy it. And first up we have BattleGroupVR. This is a first-person real-time space strategy where you lead a fleet of powerful warships into battle from the bridge of your own flagship. You can assemble your fleet, upgrade your loadouts, train your captains, engage the enemy, and secure the sector. And one thing that came out really strongly with my other space sim list was that people want to command the battleship or the carrier. They don't always want to be flying around in small fighters, and that's what a lot of other games give us. This is a game where you absolutely feel that scale of the battleship that you're on and the fleet that you are commanding. This helps to create an immersion that's off the scale, and it's something that virtual reality is absolutely made for. I played this title quite some time ago, so it will be great with all the updates that have happened to jump back in 2024. Overall, it was a pretty comfortable experience, though I did suffer some motion sickness, but with my new PC, maybe that would improve because the frame rate really does seem to help me. If you're looking for that scale and to command a battleship, then look no further than BattleGroupVR. Next up we have Chorus, which offers a bold new entry into the space combat genre, following Nara, a fugitive pilot haunted by her past, and her sentient starfighter, Forsaken, on a mission to dismantle the cult that once molded her into a weapon. It all sounds quite dramatic. And this is the title I alluded to in the introduction, which is more of an arcade space combat game. However, with thrilling zero-G dogfights and visually stunning cosmic environments, Chorus blends intense action with a rich narrative, as players unlock powerful abilities and engage in a fight for freedom against mysterious enemies, battleships and entities from the void. This is a title that when I played it, I enjoyed a lot more than I thought I would. There's beautifully designed visuals with expansive cosmic scenes that really impressed me. And then there's the fast-paced, intuitive combat mechanics and engaging story. Now, if you're one of those people who can't stand a female main character, then maybe it's not for you, but that's just something I'm not really into. I don't go into that stuff too much. It just doesn't bother me at my age, and honestly, with 3 daughters, I know, I'm always keen for female representation. Honestly, I do get it though, it would be nice to play as a male, and I think they should provide that option in video games, but it's not something I think about too much. It does have limited replayability after completing the story, but if you're looking for an action-packed Everspace 2 type of game, then this really is one to check out. It's rated overall very positive at 82% on Steam, and another big bonus if you're a Steam Deck owner, it's fully verified and a really great experience overall on that platform. If you're enjoying this video, make sure to hit that like button, leave us a comment about what you're thinking, and subscribe to the channel. You can also support LT Gaming by hitting that join button below the video and joining our Discord. Both me and Tom really appreciate all the interaction. Next up we have Infinity Battlescape. This game is a multiplayer space combat sim supporting hundreds of players on a single server. You can join one of the corporate factions and fight for domination of a seamless, true-to-scale procedural star system. You can then participate in massive space and planetary battles involving hundreds of ships. This sounds absolutely epic. In Battlescape, you can dive into epic space and planetary conflicts reminiscent of iconic scenes from Star Wars, Battlestar Galactica, and Serenity. You're also able to ascend the ranks of competition, completing side missions to bolster the war effort in your own unique style. And it would appear the reviews for this game are getting steadily better and better. It had a bit of a rough start, but it's now up to 79% mostly positive. And honestly, it does seem like a pretty cool project I want to spend more time with. Next onto the list is a real gem in Interstellar Pilot 2. Now straight up, this game does have mobile roots, and you can definitely see that in the presentation. But they are very open about that in their Steam description, and they do say the hit mobile game Interstellar Pilot 2 has come to Steam. They also describe how you can play how you like in this open world space sim developed by Pixel Factor. And overall, for a game that has mobile roots, this game did impress me, and it's highly playable on the Steam Deck, which is always a great bonus. You're able to become a mercenary, trader, miner, bounty hunter, or passenger transporter. And if you want, you can even wage war and conquer the universe. To achieve this goal, you're able to pilot ships from small shuttlecraft to huge capital warships. I like to think of this title as a slightly simplified X4 which plays out on one single plane. The combat is actually quite fun, and I've enjoyed my time with it, especially on the Steam Deck. So if you're looking for a more engaging and easily accessible space sim, this is definitely one that you should check out. And the Steam reviews for this game sit at a whopping 94% very positive. That's something you really have to take into account. And then we get to Star Trek Klingon Academy, where players take on the role of Torlek, or I want to say Torlek, a promising cadet under General Chang's command in the elite Klingon Academy. The story follows Torlek as he progresses through intense training and mission scenarios, all while facing a growing threat of insurgency within the Klingon Empire. I mean, it's Star Trek, it's always going to be bloody good. Well, actually, there's quite a few games which would counter that argument, but you know, look, us Star Trek players, we take what we can get, and this really is top of the pile, alongside Bridge Commander. With tactical space combat, which really isn't emulated very well today, such a great game, a strong narrative and the essence of Klingon culture, the game immerses players in the warrior ethos of the Klingon Empire. There's a diverse number of mission scenarios, and that detailed tactical space combat really is unequaled even to this day. The strong integration of Klingon culture and the focus on them for the narrative really is unique within the Star Trek universe, and it's really refreshing. There are two main downsides to this game, and that's the dated graphics and controls by today's standards, and also the fact that it's just really hard to get hold of. It's not available on Steam or GOG, and it's difficult to track down online. However, if you're hell-bent on finding a copy of this title, and to be honest you should be, drop into the Discord and I'll see if I can help you. It's an absolutely wonderful title, and I did some longer plays of this on the channel. I'll link those in the description below. I really want to cover it again in the future, and I do have a video project where it will feature. And topping off this list is one of the most recommended forgotten space sim titles in the history of the channel, only really topped by Free Space 2, which I did in the last video, and that's Independence War 2: Edge of Chaos. In this game, players command a fleet of battle cruisers, leading a band of revolutionaries against the powerful corporations that dominate the galaxy. Set in the Badlands 100 years after the original Independence War, players explore a non-linear open-world environment across 16 star systems. With realistic Newtonian physics, a rich narrative, and various ship configurations, it delivers a unique, immersive space combat experience. It seems like I'm talking about realistic Newtonian physics in virtually every space video we do, but it does add that extra layer of depth to the flight mechanics here. There's extensive non-linear gameplay with multiple ship configurations so you can customize to your heart's content. However, complex controls may be a challenge for newcomers, and it is of course a little dated at this stage. But with everyone recommending this game, it had to feature on an upcoming list, and here it is. It's rated 75% mostly positive. Look, I think that's maybe because it's quite old, and it's also unverified on the Steam Deck, so you know, I haven't tried it, I don't know, but it could be a fun experience if you can get it working. I had a quick dive into why it isn't rated so highly on Steam, and it seems to be to do with bugs that are actually in that version, so maybe check it out on GOG also. So there we go, LT gamers, we get to the end of another 6 forgotten space sims. As always, I need your suggestions so I can make more of these lists. I do feel like I'm coming to the end of this series with this particular genre, although war games I can probably go on forever. Like I said in the beginning, I'm going to put this into one big compilation for 2024, then we'll refresh the series and see what else we can do with the space simulation genre, as it's so strong on the channel. I've also been thinking about morphing the Forgotten series into a more positive spin, like rare gems, because sometimes people get the wrong end of the stick and are like, oh, these games aren't forgotten, when I'm not trying to insult the games, I'm just trying to bring more eyes to them because I absolutely love them. Thank you for your continued support. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff. I've been Luke from LT Gaming, and I'll catch you on the next one.